Alright.
We're starting? Alright, gonna make two videos here on the Rollem machine. This is the perforating machine. We've got 3 perforating wheels, and I'm gonna show you how to tweak the setup once it's already in place, and then we're gonna show you in the next video how to actually set up the perforating wheels to adjust. Always make sure that these wheels are in the lockdown position so it doesn't roll on you. Turn it on over here. That's the on button. This is go. That's stop, and then this is the speed control. You always want to keep it pretty close to 12 o'clock, which is straight up and down. These are adjusters. With these adjusters, you can slide the location side to side. These are all removable. Just lift up the back, and you can slide them out. The other adjusters that you have down here is another wing nut, and you can adjust the skew of the paper. One more adjuster you have is right up here. The center tension is actually gonna, let me take it off and I'll show you. It's gonna be the tension of the paper. If it starts grabbing more than one sheet, just turn it about from 12 to 1 o'clock until it stops grabbing more than one sheet. But what you have here is you have a rubber foot, and then you have some pressure. So this keeps the pressure. The rubber foot pushes the paper into this rubber adapter and pulls it through. It slides back in right here, and again, just the two. What you have here is the pressure controller is locked in the up position. To unlock it, you need the Rollem hex wrench in the back of the unit. You slowly lower it. Start about 2 fingers and slowly lower it as you put the pressure through. When you're finished with the machine or you walk away and take a break, always put it in the vertical position and lock it. The other controls you have are in the back here. This is a magnetic board. It allows you to put these catches anywhere you want. And this is like a little adjuster piece that we made. This is going to keep the paper from getting bent. We can make all kinds of little shims and jigs like this to make the machine run more efficiently. To advance the machine manually or to reverse it manually, you can turn this until it locks into place. And it allows you to advance the machine. So what you want to do when you're setting up a perf, just for basic setup, you want to take this off. Say we're going to perf this guy right down the middle. The first thing that you want to do, make sure it's perfect down the middle. Get a ruler, you can measure it out. This one I'm going directly in half. And put your crease line right on your perf line. This allows you to bring the sides in for your adjustment, and as well as the other side. That's how you're going to get your paper centered on the Rollem device. Centered right on the pen. You have a micro adjust wheel over here. Right now I see the micro adjust wheel is not centered, so what I want to do is I want to get it in the center. If I need to make micro adjusting, I want to be able to go as much as I can either way. Lock one side down. Put a few more pieces in. Lock the other side down and make sure that it moves smoothly. That's going to be the key. Lock the other side down. Now you can readjust this piece back in. You got it set up. One last thing that you want to do So again, like I said, about 2 fingers over here. I'm going to go ahead and bring this down, and we're going to do one sheet. We're going to bring that sheet through. So place it up to the feeder, lock, and spin it through. What we have back here are perf flatteners. Their pressure on there is adjustable as well. Loosen the left side, loosen the right side, you can lift them up. They make the perf nice and flat when you're done with it. So put a little pressure, lock them into place. And we have one more thing right here. These are page curlers. What they do is they help with the feeding of the paper and make sure the machine can run it smooth. A lot of the times the paper starts to do crazy things when you start perforating it. So what you want to do is you want to just bring them in, just barely touching. Just barely touch, about 1/8 of an inch underneath. They're not necessary, you don't have to use them. They may help you with the feeding. Now that I've got this, I'm going to put this outside magnet just outside the page curler. Same thing with this one. It's going to catch it. It's not going to be perfect. You're going to cause a lot of jams if you get it too close, so you got to make sure that you've got it in the right location. You can eyeball it from the machine down the side, and just to make sure you're about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch out the back of the machine. This one you can give it another about 1/8 or 1/4 of an inch to get it off the back. And you can do this. What happens is the machine starts going so fast and it hits the metal and it dents the paper, so you can use something like a corrugated cardboard to get it rolling. And here we'll fire it up, and then we'll just check the depth in the perf. So the perf is not going to be deep enough, I can already tell, because it's not impressing the paper. I'm going to go down to 1 finger. I'm going to check it again. One of the checks that I do is I keep the paper flat as I remove it, and I fold the paper. If the paper folds perfectly in half and there's no adjustment with the skew or with the perforation. So because the paper is not adjusting perfectly in half, I've got to adjust the skew. Try and get it to go a little more perfect. Now that I've adjusted the skew on the left side, I'm going to have to adjust the skew on the right side. And I also noticed that perf is not deep enough. I'm going to go to about 1/2 finger here. Again, I do my check. Fold it over the top. Hold the paper flat. You can tell if the perf is perfect. You can flip it to the other side. It's perfectly straight. It just needs to be adjusted. This side is longer than this side, so it needs to go that way, just a little bit. I can feed the same piece of paper to see how much I moved it. More. I'm going to feed a fresh piece of paper. Perf is still just not deep enough. And we have a perfect perf. One test you want to do is make sure that it's not going to fall apart in the machine. Second thing you need to do is make sure that when the client wants to take it apart, they have the ability to take it apart and it's got a nice clean tear without any hanging. There it is.